I want to thank you for taking the time to stop by the Needle Grinder website to learn a little bit more about the needle grinder. So the NG1216 is known as the needle grinder within Royalmaster, and it was designed from the ground up. As you can see, it doesn't look anything like a typical Royalmaster grinder, and that's because it's not. When we set out on this project, the engineering team here at Royal, we set out to redefine an industry. We accomplished that. Typically in the needle grinding industry, you grind with cartridges, on a surface grinder, on a cylindrical grinder, or ECG with cumbersome fixtures. The needle grinder is a very simple but yet very versatile approach to grinding needles. It could be pointing, it could be choke cards, it could be exotics. It doesn't matter for this machine. So it's made up of basically a couple components: a robot, an end effector, and a grinding wheel. I'll take you on a little tour. So, as I mentioned before, we have a Fanuc robot. It's very distinct with its yellow appearance. We have a patent pending end effector, and we have a 16-inch wide grinding wheel. So I'm going to hit start, and it'll go from a manual loading position to grinding, and you'll notice as it grinds, it will oscillate against the grinding wheel. And we have an 80 psi coolant pump delivering a very high volume amount of coolant. And so you have the robot end effector grinding wheel. So we have an over-the-wheel dresser, which is fully automatic, and diamond to wheel contact is identified by acoustic emission sensing, so there's no cumbersome diamond touch off. And then we have a cast composite base, which is Zanite, and then integrated into the system we have the coolant tank in the front of the grinder. So at the end of the grind, the end effector is going to go up to post-processing area, and in this case it's the grip blasting. So before we do the next cycle, I'll open up the other door and we can give you a little bit more of a tour. So it comes over to a very convenient area where you can load and unload the needles. We also have automatic feeding available with it, either semi-automatic or fully automatic. So quickly move the operator interface over. And we'll open the machine up totally. So, as I mentioned before, we have the dressing system, which is down here is the diamond advancement, and over here is the cross travel. And that's all programmable through the operator interface. I'm going to turn the machine back on for you so you can see it run. So after loading, the robot will engage with the grinding wheel, and you'll notice the oscillation once again. And then if you're doing more than one needle facet, the robot will back away, it will rotate, and re-engage the wheel. So if you're doing 3 facets, it will back up, rotate, engage, back up, rotate, engage. And then you can do spark out passes if you want. The programming is very easy, and I'll go through that in a few minutes. But we have infinite rotation with our end effector. So if you want to do pointing, the needle will just infinitely rotate against the grinding wheel. And you can see we backed up, so we just did 1 facet. We're going to come over to the grip blasting station, and if you come over here, you can see a little bit more about the grip blasting. So we're grip blasting 10 needles at one time, and you see the nozzles, and we use Comco, and we got a very good product with Comco, and it integrates seamlessly to our machine. So let me take you on a little bit tour of our operator interface. So it's our 3-panel operator interface, as is standard on all Royal Masters. So you have the basic grind screen, you have the part creator screen, and you can go to any number of other screens here, including the acoustic emissions, which is down here. You've got, and when you touch off on the diamond, you'll see we have a trend line down here, and if you were to touch off on diamond address, it'll jump up. We also have jog screen, status, dressing, the robot pendant, so you can log into the Fanuc control. And the really cool thing that we were doing with this machine is we wanted to eliminate 99% of the time where we have to use the robot pendant to program the part or to operate the machine. And our engineering team accomplished that. So when you want to create a part, it's all done through this screen. You just program in your segments and your velocity, your angle that you want to grind at, your compensation, how many times you want it to oscillate, how many free passes. Very, very simple to do. And you can see you can clean and dry the part. You can do any number of different post-processes. And when we were learning about needle grinding, we learned that everybody's got a different post-process, whether it be inspection, whether it be grip blasting, cleaning, drying, deburring, buffing. Any of those post-processes can be integrated with the needle grinder because we have full control over the needles, both rotation and positioning with the robot. That's the beauty of using a robot. We can mimic anybody's hand motion, especially when it comes to grip blasting. We can bring the needles to the grip blasting nozzles, mimic an already existing motion that's being used, and we have the same result. So we've got different users, we've got alarm screen, and obviously the part creator screen. So it's a very, very simple interface to use. And you can see, if you want, you can just part creator here. And that's a general tour of the needle grinder. So if you want some more details on other components of the needle grinder, I'll get into more specifics in a couple other videos. So please go through the website and you'll learn a little bit more. Thank you very much for your time.